Hello, my name is John and today on Monostory we're going to be talking about, are there too many battle shonens? So let's get into it and find out what it's all about.
The creators of Naruto, Bleach, and Tokyo Ghoul have outright said they are tired of battle shonen, action-heavy series, and that they want to work on something fundamentally different than that. After a decade plus, honestly.
So it has recently been announced that Studio Pierrot, being known for making such great anime as Naruto, Bleach, and Tokyo Ghoul, are deciding to produce an anime that is not a battle shonen. This is very uncharacteristic as most of their works are generally battle shonens. However, they will be producing other battle shonens in the future, such as Bleach, Thousand Year Blood War, and Black Clover. So they haven't completely abandoned battle shonens, but it does bring up a bigger question. Are there too many battle shonens being produced in the manga anime sphere? A typical battle shonen is very easy to understand, and it's mostly based on a power system that is utilized to create a very unique but beautiful fights that allows the viewer to watch a certain fight grow exponentially, expanding this individual character's abilities and showing just the pure destruction through this power system in the moment of the fight. It is generally focused around a main character whose goal is to generally get stronger and defeat the main villain. This is quite clearly seen in Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, where we see Goku getting stronger and stronger after every fight and eventually defeating even stronger enemies. However, the other aspect of a battle shonen is that they are trying to obtain a certain object or fighting tool that will improve their abilities, if not help them explore in the world in a different way. This is expressed in the anime Attack on Titan, where they utilize the basement to create curiosity, and in doing so create a lot of different fights in order to move the story forward, eventually getting to the basement where we realize there's a lot more happening in the world than we first thought. The bigger question we have to ask ourselves is, why are there lots of battle shonens? Because we see them around everywhere. Things such as Kimetsu no Yaiba or Chainsaw Man, even Jujutsu Kaisen, they're everywhere. From the beginning of anime and manga to the now, there have been consistently a lot of battle shonens, and it is very simple. They are easy to understand and they bring out the best in their characters, so a person doesn't have to think too much when watching the story. In comparison, if someone was to watch Gundam, any point of a Gundam story, there isn't that much fighting sometimes, and there is more conversation and understanding strategic elements to it, which really builds up those fighting moments because it does make them more better, but it does have points where it really slows down and really emphasizes the human mind and the interactions of the humans rather than the fighting of the mobile suits. So it really does make it harder for a regular viewer of anime manga to enjoy it because it requires a lot of attention and requires a lot of history and lore within the story. In comparison, if I was to go watch Solo Leveling today, and I just watched a random episode, I would understand why these two factions or Song Jin-woo is fighting these random people, but I could just watch it, it would be absolute brain turn off, and I would still enjoy something, whether it be the absolute carnage that Song Jin-woo does, or when he says, "Arise," and they all just come up because of his necromancer abilities. The same thing could be said for a slice of life anime. If you were to look at an anime such as Your Lie in April, it doesn't really have a lot, if any, fighting. It is more based on the humans' interactions and their love for music, and how Kosei, the very good pianist, is trying to overcome his trauma of playing the piano because his mother would constantly berate him if he made any errors or mistakes. So that story doesn't have any form of fighting, and it requires you to attentively watch as a character slowly rebuilding their confidence. Where if you were to just watch Naruto, you turn it on, most of the time they're either going to be at Ichiraku Ramen having a joke, or they'll be out in the field creating some fighting scene to either save somebody, defeat somebody, or get revenge on somebody. I'm looking at you, Shikamaru. I know it happened a long time ago, but I'm still saying getting revenge for Azuma was totally goated. The other aspect that makes Battle Shonen so appealing to lots of companies to put a lot of money into is because they make a bucket load of money. Think about when you went to the movies last, what anime were in the movies that you went and watched. And there's only two that I can think of. There would have either been Demon Slayer or Chainsaw Man, and both of them absolutely smashed the box office. So if you're a company and you're thinking, what should we make next? I don't know. Hey, they got this good fighting stuff. What do we make that? Then in a few months, you make it, you send it out, and then your team comes back saying, we made lots of money. And then you start swimming in money. It's not rocket science. It makes logical sense. Make the thing that makes you lots of money. So if I'm a company, I'd want to be just producing them the whole entire time. I'd understand that maybe my audience wants also something with more story, something with more human emotion. But if everybody just wants two people smashing faces with their fists, then I'm just going to make that. And that is what makes Battle Shonen so prevalent within the modern sphere. It's because everybody wants it. Now, is this a problem for the modern audience? And I would say yes and no. The first thing I'll say is no, because it is beautiful to watch some of these fights. They are very unique. They require a lot of somewhat thought because you're using a unique power scaling structure, or you're using a unique power that is only available to that anime, and you have to try create a fight where another individual may be using a different power or a similar power and make it where it is enticing to watch, engages the audience, and then the result is what will be what people want. And so that sort of structure really improves the anime and manga sphere because it shows what things are possible in anime or manga through fights. So a clear example of this would be anything JoJo past part 3 with its stand system, because you can create a unique fight that is only available in JoJo, and sometimes some fights are not even perceivable because they do not happen, but you can still create them with the abilities of the characters. So an example to give context would be if Pesci using Beach Boy is versing Sticky Fingers with Bruno Bucciarati, then we already know the outcome of that fight because we saw Pesci get absolutely arrivederci. But if we were to think, what about Giorno versus Pesci? How would that turn out? How would Narancia versus Pesci work out? So these sorts of things are possible due to there being the existence of Battle Shonen. Then why would I also say yes? And it is very simple. Battle Shonens make people lose sight of what truly makes anime beautiful. Let's be real here. Do I love a Battle Shonen? You bet. I love all of them. One Piece, Naruto, Bleach, Dragon Ball Z. But I also need to watch something that has some form of story in it. Again, going back, Your Lie in April. You could talk about Steins Gate. I love watching two people punch each other in the face or using their abilities to defeat one another. But there are some times where I also want a story that really immerses me and really challenges my way of thinking. Though that may not be for everybody, for me, I don't just want to watch a basic story go from start to finish because it kind of tells you what's going to happen consistently. And an example to give context is, for me, Your Name. That story was one of the most beautiful stories that I did not expect to be good at all. And it really shows two characters going through different parts of their life and how they use their situation to change the future. And it is a really interesting thing to watch, and it has no fighting, and it makes me feel good after I've watched it, which is why I think that if there is too many Battle Shonens, that it does make people lose what really makes anime and manga beautiful, and that is the characters, the story building, and the world that is invested within those two elements.
And I completely understand the whole I'm so tired of battles and the battle shonen stuff, but this whole no battles allowed rule for magical girls, I don't quite understand, because isn't the whole point of girls turning into magical girls is so that they can power up and defeat an enemy?
There will always be Battle Shonens. They are a large portion of the anime sphere. I know I heard once that even for Dragon Ball Z, if it wasn't around, then half of the anime manga industry would potentially collapse. So it does show that battle shonens are the main selling point for anime and manga. I mean, for most people, the first anime or manga they watched or read was a battle shonen. And they make a lot of money to the point where companies are able to expand and get more licenses to produce more anime. So it just makes sense they are going to be around whether you like it or not. And that is exactly how you should be thinking. Who cares what other people think? If you like watching One Piece, if you like watching Kaiju number 8, whatever battle shonen you can think of, if you like it and everyone else is saying you're wasting your time, you're a battle shonen only lover, tell them, go away. I'm enjoying my anime manga. You go enjoy whatever you want to enjoy. Go enjoy your romance manga with the two yaois. Ugh. I'm over here watching things such as Yuji vs Mahito, or I'm watching Frieza vs Goku. I think I'm gonna just be fine. But that is my take on this situation. I want to hear what you think about battle shonens. Are they good? Are they bad? Do you like them? Why or why not? Please write that down in the comment section below. My name is John from Mono Story. If you haven't already liked, subscribed, and pressed the bell button, please do so. If you want to watch another video, click up above. If not, until next time, I will see you on another Mono Story.